Okay, apparently we're live. Let's see what we've got here. I actually have two screens up and running now. Let's see. Yeah. Appears we're doing fine. Okay, so why is my sound not coming out of headphones? That's why. Okay. Helps to have things plugged in. There we go. And I can see the chat because I have managed the marvellous thing of getting my old laptop and using it as a second thing. Well, this looks interesting. Where did you turn into a gaming channel? Don't play like V. He plays like his screen switched off. No. So, how many poor people decided? 17 people. Like, if you don't want to watch this, I totally understand. I'm just going to enjoy playing a game, seeing how it goes. I figured if I'm going to play the game, may as well try and stream it. Something we tried to do a little while back, but the old hardware wasn't good enough. Yeah, I can see we're dropping viewers, but that's not the point of this, but that's fine. Cool, so new game, presumably. Thank God for Steam native controller support now. Because, oh my goodness, this was a nightmare to get running back in the day. But it's been a while, shall we say, since I've played that. Everything normal, fine. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, sure. Blah, blah. Okay. Let's call ourselves... Good grief. This is new. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can I not just do it? Yeah, I can just type it in. Not so obvious, it's fine. Okay. Happy days. But that doesn't work, apparently. So it gives you... Never mind. Okay. Sex is... There we go. Sex is male, naturally. What shall we be? Anything from chat. Left 4 Dead streamed at some point. If I owned Left 4 Dead, maybe. Ever played Dark Souls before? I attempted Dark Souls once before. Not so sly sneak. Shall we go back to that? Yeah, sure. Why not? I think we may be able to get this. There we go. Full character limit there. Cool. What else? NSO versus AA in the forest when... It was pretty obvious now, so obvious wouldn't work. What? Never mind. This is entirely unexpected. Yeah. I just decided to do this as a bit of a laugh, really. Go full... isn't it? GIMP Simulator 2019, everyone. Or when was this released? Like 2009? Could be that. I have no idea what I'm doing. Probably... I don't know, he looks tanky. Why not? Gift... I'm told the master key is the best item, but I don't want to make the game too easy. Let's get some bombs, because why not? And what shall we look like? Shall we be chunky? Shall we be slim? Shall we be full soy boy? Or shall we go very top heavy? Let's see what we find. Chunky. You and AA should do a co-op playthrough. AA will only use the stream against you. I don't care what AA uses against me. He tries everything. Let's be fat. Why not? There's got to be that one, just for the smile, right? The smile. And those curly, semi-long locks. It's got a bit like a straw kind of sense to the hair. Very wispy. But I'm sure the pinnacle of the bowl cut. Yep. And let's see, can we do anything ridiculous? We make him ginger, why not? Yes. Absolutely. Am I running... Oh, yeah, Wolf's connectivity mod. I should get that, shouldn't I? In fact, if I... Wolf's connectivity mod... DSCM. Blah, 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 blah. If I can remember my login for Nexus... yeah, I've been inactive on Nexus for 6 months. And I've got an email which come through. One sec. I'll try and do that. So people can invade me if they want. It should be entertaining. Let's try. This is clearly a BBC documentary on medieval England. Just have to remember, I just have to remind myself. Just have to make sure I'm not revealing my email to you. Yes. Your account's been reactivated. Marvellous. Okay. So yeah. Let's... Dark Souls... How do I manually download? There we go. Put this on the old desktop. Getting there. And here we go. I think we literally just expand. There we go. So we are now online on Wolf's connectivity mod. There we go, that's all sorted. Have I played Sekiro yet? No. I'd be open to it. Let's see what we do. This probably counts as some form of digital blackface. Yes. It's definitely what I do.
Age of ancients,
Ooh,
the
cutscene.
world was unformed.
Anyone want to watch the cutscene? I will skip
Shrouded
the
by
cutscene
fog.
otherwise.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death. And of course, light and dark.
Exciting. A British Let's Play of Dark Souls would complete me. Yeah, I'd love for him to play. I'd love to just take him
They
through.
came and found the souls of lords within the flame.
I always marvelled back in the day at the quality of this
First
cutscene.
of the day.
Always impressed me.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins.
I would make the worst reaction channel.
Witches weaved
Badass.
great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scales betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain.
I will get to chat in a second.
Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Ooh, the dark side. Right. So after this cutscene, there we go. There we go. So, let's see what chat's been saying. What happened about British streaming last night? YouTube apparently decided last night that it would allow people to set up a hangout. They would be allowed to stream by themselves, but if you wanted any guests, then they would get sent to a redirect loop. Claimed it could be solved by clearing cookies, but no, it didn't work out. So no stream. And I did offer to take him through OBS setup. He's tried Wirecast and a couple of other options, but he's an old man. He's not interested really in doing much of that stuff, and he struggles with streaming anyway because he's quite negative on his channel at the moment. Austin, thank you very much for a donation. Didn't expect any super chats on this stream. I really liked your talk on Fake Accent podcast about British culture. I assume you mean no. I know what to research and make a video comparing the positives of British culture versus American culture. Do it, man. I'd really love to see it. Link it to me or send it to me on Twitter once it's done, and I'll definitely give it a look. Yeah, I was really fired up about British culture, and I tried to do a stream about it before. It just hadn't worked out, so kind of glad that's that. Let me see. Is the lack of legal responsibilities a British positive? Do we have a lack of legal responsibilities? I don't know. You're gonna have to expand on that, man. AA and the British should do a face cam stream. Well, AA's identity is the worst kept secret in Britain, and the Britisher is the best kept secret, and I don't think either of them at the moment are interested. Although AA has people come to him relatively frequently to say, "Oh, you're the academic agent, aren't you?" And then what else do we have? I recall you mentioning the Britisher has written 3 unpublished novels. Good memory there. Do you know what they were about? I do not. He is keeping them from me as well. Unfortunately, I said I really want to read them, but he's very shy about it, shall we say. I bet you give up before you get to leave the asylum. Get those shinies. Right, let's jump into this then with our even blacker than black character. Here we go. Dungeon Sulky. It's a miracle. This is where I find out that the frame rate's abysmal and doesn't work because of the streaming, but we'll see. Right. Oh, we have a little bit of lag and a fat roll. Let's try... Can we roll faster? I've seen many people running around like this, so... Yes, broken sword life. Marvellous. It's been a long time since I played this game. Right. Huzzah! And what do we have here? Cathedral. And a great big... I don't see you at the top there. It's just waiting for me, you know. See how this goes. We may as well give him one try. 3 damage. Amazing. Come on. Oof. In fact, I knew there was a reason I brought these. Yes, easy mode activated. finish him off with a sword, why not? Oof. This is where I die in the last few hits, you know. Oof. It's going well, going well. Yes. Oh, I should have named him Lammy. I should 100% have named him Lammy. Yes! Oh, I love this game. Let me see what we've got. What happened to your armor? You can't beat him here, but you have to fight him. Did I have to fight him? People say that they hate Dark Souls, slowly learning to love it. I find the intentionally vague story and universe breeds near instant curiosity. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, I actually played Dark Souls 2 before I played this game, and as I say, it's been 2 or 3 years since I played this one, so I can remember hardly anything about it. But I won't lie, I have played it a little bit before. But intense pot rolling action here. But the general thing with Dark Souls is, yeah, it's got a fascinating lore and story, and the community is really good, so it's always enjoyable. Right. Huzzah. Is the volume alright, actually, for everyone? Like, you can hear everything alright? You don't want to deprive people. Yes. Finally, a decent shield. Have I failed to equip it? Or? Oh, it's... I put it on my... I put it on the wrong arm. This is going well. No, I did put it on... Nah, it's a shield arm, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, he's run away. Easy peasy then. Easy game. Easy game. Your puny arrows have no effect on me, minion. I can't actually hear much outside the game because of the headphones, guys. So if there's police sirens, that's just a factor of where I live, and if you know London at all, you'll immediately gather where I live. Oh, we're rolling fat again. There we go. Shirtless Wonder, David Lammy at it again. I might rename this stream to David Lammy Plays Dark Souls now. Oh god. This went well.
Oh, you. You're now hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something. You and I...
Sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission.
Your mission to rid the world of David Lammy.
There is an open doubt and that will now... Oh.
Yes, yes, yes. Standard fantasy malarkey, as far as I'm aware.
No, I must not enter.
Yes, so... delicious sunny delight. Right, let's go up here. What's that noise? Oh, he kills himself! Yeah, bye-bye. So long, Oscar. I think that's his name. I've been summoned to preach for the Chaos Serpent. Ooh. Bye-bye. That visceral backstab. There's so much weight behind the weapons in Dark Souls. I always appreciate that. Whee! Ooh. Come on, let's see if we can get a parry off. Like, it's L2, right? Oh! Apparently not. Yes! Get wrecked. Love a good parry. Come on then, sword boy. Ooh. Games with moving parts down. Yes, any game. Yeah, like, this isn't AA's channel. You're not gonna get. Oh god, please don't. Full damage, you know. I can hear an optional boss moving down below. Some things I do remember. Just take another drink of juice for no reason, and let's go. Anything interesting around here? Aha! Soul of a Lost Undead. And I'm definitely stealing that from another Dark Souls streamer. Here.
You give me soft.
Gay? No, get away. Let's go.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
See you. Look forward to meeting you in a burger. Are you going to boot up your version and try and take me out? Let me see. In fact, let me just check that we are. The chat is not obscuring things like the HP and stuff like that. There we go. Let me move that around. Ooh. No, I want to move chat. There we go. It's not too bad, is it? Happy days. We can still see everything. Marvellous. Might make myself a little bigger. Okay, do you have any post-school jobs lined up? Are you going to work as an AA scribe? No. Post-university, and this summer I intend to hit YouTube hard, but also I have a job doing surveys for a research company, which is frankly dull and not that interesting, but has its benefits. Right. So I am told there are several ways we can go.
Well, let me guess. But there's no...
Yes, 2 Bells of Awakening. We have a Mysterious Firekeeper, no spoilers. We have a staircase down there which goes nasty places with stuff. No doubt. Let's go this way. If I remember correctly, it's this way to go forward. Chest. Mimic? No. An empty chest. How delightful. Okay. Might want to burn a humanity before I go anywhere. Oh, yeah, to enable PvP and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Also set the bonfire is just useful anyway. And we got some stuff to level up. So, some strength. I think we just pump some endurance for now. What am I studying? I am retraining as a psychologist, clinical, because my previous job in the military did not work out. Look at that manly chest, that insanely home cut, bob cut. Come here, my pretty. Get wrecked. You want some? Come on, boyo. Nope. Still with Fireboy up here first. Ow. Please fall off. There we go. Now we can deal with the thick boyo down here. Oh, you survived. And you're throwing more fire. Lovely. Come here. Bye-bye. Don't burn our hammer into the bone zone. Oh, the catacombs are that way, yes. Instead we have this here. If I remember correctly, there's stuff down there, but I don't want to risk my terrible jumping mechanics to see what happens. Right. Soul. Hello, rat boy. There we go. Another soul. Do I have Wolf's window open at the moment? I do. Let me see what we've got here. Yeah. That's fine. I am apparently all up and about. I don't know. Favourites, recent. I am attached to the Dark Souls process apparently, so there you go. Do you think the infantry regiments suffer from a lack of transferable skills? Seem to get the shaft. Most regiments usually have valuable skills. It's hard to tell. Oh my goodness, I've just drawn something terrible on screen. There we go. Yeah, so the trouble with the military is it looks after you very well when you're in there. Now, you do get a lot of transferable skills, but it doesn't really teach you how to how those skills apply in the real world, as it were. Oh, thank you, iframes. I'm just going to get you as well. So what happens is you get people who come out of the military, and they are quite skilled, but they are maladjusted for social living in civilian society because they're used to a much freer. Like, it sounds like a weird thing to say, right? Like the military being a freer space, but like the military doesn't really hold bones about how you speak. It's simultaneously both less free and more free, because it's like you don't disrespect up the chain of command, but at the same time, you know, you can you have kind of a right of reply when it comes to doing bits of your job, but not others. So if you're on the job, you can't speak much about it, but in a social setting, you can say a lot. But there's also a separation, right? So, and the separation I'm referring to is things like mess accommodation, junior ranks mess, compared to senior officers mess, senior ranks mess, and so on. So, the only so the issue is, so when you come out of the military, you get access to something called the what's it called? CPS, right? So the CTP, sorry. So the Career Transition Partnership, and the CTP is supposed to give you access to a number of courses and do your CV for you and teach you about what skills are more valuable. And what happens really is it's quite obtuse. They do follow up with you quite well. If you don't respond to them, like I sorted myself out relatively quickly, and so it wasn't particularly difficult. I didn't need masses of skills from them. But for a lot of people who've been in for years and years and years and years and years, I was only in a couple of years. You know, they've absolutely no idea how to navigate through the echelons of the regular employment space. So what ends up happening is they have to go on these courses, but CTP tell them every 3 months you should probably go on one of these courses, and realistically when you leave the military you either get your pension or you get payout, because you've either left because of oh, I've heard a noise. I've been invaded. Amazing. Let's see what we find here. Oh god. Are we getting it twinked, as they call it? Say. Yes, come on in. That's the way to do it. Oh, this is going to go well. Oof. 18. I assume you're using iron flesh? Which is like the... Yeah. Strong. It's not that you need to be taught, like, all this interaction stuff. It's more that, yeah, you've not got your iron flesh now, have you, buddy? We still only do 30 damage. 5 humanities. Lovely. Strong effort. How long were I in the military? I was only in 2 years. I broke both my legs, and so that wasn't ideal. And then ended up with nerve damage, and I couldn't pass a... Oh god. Yeah, get off me. Couldn't pass a fitness test because of it, which was not ideal, and so I ended up having to come out, unfortunately. It's gonna take a while for me to do any damage to you, isn't it? Oh, the game where chain backstabs and everything. Oh god. Stop doing that to me. Stop kissing me. We'll get there in the end. Good grief. I wonder it's so difficult for new players. Did I jump out of a plane without a parachute? No. Oh, there we go. Oh god. I didn't even use the bonfire at the end. I'm going to go back to filing. Oh. This is going to be fun. Okay. Both my legs, yeah, I stress fractured both my femurs at the same time in mysterious circumstances whilst on exercise midway through training, and then I spent the rest of my 18 months really in a mixture of jobs inside. I did a little bit of air traffic control at RAF Coningsby, and the rest of the time was in rehab, so really didn't get to do masses at all. I'm quite reticent to do things like wear a veteran's badge for that reason, but I was in, as I say, just a couple of years. What were we talking about? Yeah, so the skills necessary to function. Ow. Ow. Let's not die before we get souls back. And then we'll humanity up at the next... Fuck you. We'll humanity up at the next bonfire when we get there. So yeah, so it's not that they lack the skills, it's just that they lack the civilian equivalents typically. So you don't need... The way that you sell yourself to go up the chain of command in the military is very simple. You have your commanding officer who writes a recommendation, based on something you've said, and then you move on to the next rank. But it's quite out of your hands, as opposed to what happens regarding the civilian sphere, where your CV is much more relevant. So you end up with people who get. You also get military-specific qualifications that translate into things. So officer training in the military translates to an Institute of Leadership and Management level 5, which is something which most people don't know until they actually go through the little thing which teaches them how to do that. Learning little things like what is and isn't acceptable behaviour in terms of the way you interact with people, banter and so on. Like, that's for infantrymen, right? So it's very different if you reach like upper management, but we're talking about people who do, I don't know, 4 years and then 4 to 9 years and then come out, rather than going for the full career of 22 and beyond. So come on. Yes. Make yourself feel dizzy. Did I get deployed? No. Unfortunately, I did not. I wanted to do so much more. In fact, oh, good grief. Let's try not to die. One of the biggest issues with me was the military was always my dream. So when I came out of that, I didn't know what to do, and I then became politically more active and started the YouTube channel, and then got heavily involved in the Liberalists and so on. But no, military people just, they get, let's say, a bit left behind. But they also, there's a weird parity thing, because at the beginning of a military career you're very well paid for the position you're in, and then at the end you're massively underpaid compared to what you're worth. So people either exploit that, but there's also a kind of certain military, not bearing, but it's like an attitude to civilian life which is different. It's hard to explain. I'd have to give it more thought. Maybe I'll make a video on it. We'll see what goes on. Good job I didn't break the third leg. Yes. Are we still live? That's the question. Why are you not loading up for me? There we are. Good. Just my laptop's spazzing out. Are the Liberalists still a thing? They seem to have gone quiet recently. They were a thing until I decided to not get involved anymore. There was some infighting, and I decided it was too much, not autism, but it was drama for the sake of drama. I'm very drama averse typically, so I wasn't having any of it. I'd written procedures and that sort of thing to deal with the situations which came up, and they weren't followed. So I said, look, once this is done, once I've sorted it out, you're on your own. And it became quickly apparent once I'd left that they'd stopped growing, and not only have they stopped growing, but they stopped doing anything of any importance. They stopped doing live events and stuff like that. I think they still do the occasional live stream. I appreciate, I do not know why, but this is refusing to continue to be live, but I hope that the chat is still updating. But you know, I've got respect for the guys who are sticking with it, but like I just don't see it going anywhere unless they fundamentally change their, for lack of a better term, the business model. Alright, let's get across this bridge. R1 spam for the win. Bit of a shit time around the time you left us. Yeah, it was bad. And I would have stayed, but I didn't see a whole lot of principle. The moderation team was trying very hard to censor a lot of people. They were paranoid. It was not a great space. I don't know what it's like now. It could be much better, but as far as I'm aware, it's still very insular. So, unfortunately, I have no real interest in going back to them yet. Although I'm happy to talk to them. Not a problem. I'd love to see something from you on the military. The latest fact test was very fun. All the anecdotes were great. We could do. I could see what I could drum up. The trouble is as I say, like, so a lot of the military people would consider me not to be that military at all. I didn't experience a lot of stuff. I'm quite detached from the, shall we say, the regular military experience. I don't get a whole lot of respect because I crashed out and most of my injuries happened during training. I'm not afraid to admit that, you know. I did what was called a holding officer's job whilst I waited in rehabilitation. So I did do like 4 or 5 months worth of actual work, but and I did do a critique of the training environment. I wrote a report on how to improve things there, and developed an alternative leadership model for the training of officers, but which I think they still use. But in terms of like, going out and doing deployment and spending time abroad and doing that, but no, I lived on a military base for 2 years is probably the most accurate. I would never. Like, it's funny, some veterans are like, doesn't matter how little time you spent in there, you are still one of us, and a number of other people are like, yeah, you basically, you conked out, doesn't matter what reason was, but you didn't experience real military life outside the training environment, so you're not one of us. So I'm in a weird halfway position with that, and I don't mind how people see me, but I did get some good exposure to the military experience, I think. Oh yeah, I don't have a key for that. I also got to interact with a lot of structures that I wouldn't otherwise have done. Ooh. Hello, Chunky. Ow. Come on in, hit me again. In fact, I'll we're dead. Let me see. Where have we got? I've noticed many on the left seem to be very dismissive of soldiers, almost disgusted. It's very strange. Many soldiers are very dismissive and disgusted with lefties, although leftism has infiltrated to a much greater degree the upper ranks. So it's amazing how many Remainers there are in the next wave of officers, and it's amazing. Oh, stamina management. But this could just be a lack of exposure to the real world again. What else have we got? Is this remastered or original? It's the original. Let's see. I wonder what it's like in London. Being in DC, you don't see a lot of open lefty disdain because there's a sizable military presence. Oh, London's very left. But you have to remember as well that the attitude to the military in Britain is fundamentally different to the attitude to the military in, say, America. From what I understand, anyway. I could be wrong, but from the Americans I've spoken to, like, we use our military in a variety of different multi-purpose ways, including things like they'll come along to a town and they'll assist by putting out sandbags in the case of a flood and stuff like that, which I understand is somewhat of a massive no-no. Why on earth would you let the state into your town, like in such a large armed presence, to assist with you? But no, that's the way things work around here. Yeah, I get stabbed in the head, man. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Don't chase me. Yes. Make an honest ad video for the military. Do you know what? I might reach out to some of my old contacts and ask them whether or not they'd want to do that. Although I realise a number of them would probably be disgusted with my current associations politically. And many of them are just not that politically engaged, to be honest. Right, let's see if we can get, see how much damage we can do. Oh, 19. Oh, this is going to go well, isn't it? Come here, boy. A whole 92 damage. Let's not mess this up. I'll get this out of the way and then I'll respond again. Oh, there we go. That was close. I think we got him here, boys. There we go. One choke down. What made me want to join the military? Just as I'd serve, or was there something specific you wanted out of it? I had this funny thing, right? So I was raised in a predominantly Christian household. Very, very fundamentalist, creationist. Maybe kind of who I was. My parents were quite opposed to me joining the military. But it was one of those things I'd always wanted to do. I joined the Air Force Cadets when I was very young, and then I also ascended the ranks there. I ended up as a cadet flight sergeant. I was quite keen on come on, barrel, on not just joining, but doing a full career. You know, I didn't just want the military experience. I wanted to do everything. I originally wanted to be a pilot, and decided to kick that in the head, basically because I don't think I have enough. Am I going to be able to beat this boss, or do I want to level up? That's the question. Let's try the boss. No, so basically, I joined, and then I wanted to. The reason I joined was a mixture of duty. I wanted to protect my country. I wanted to protect my family. It was also the prestige. I really liked like everything ceremonial to do with it. I like the dress. I like the rituals. I like the all the gumph and paraphernalia that goes along with a military career. I also really like the idea of ascending the ranks. When I found out I couldn't be a pilot because I don't do so well with the old 3D in my head, so one of the tests they give you is they give you a 2D topographical map, and they say here are the locations of X, Y, and Z, and then they give you a helicopter or a helicopter's eye view that flies around this 3D map. It's like a rendering of a map, and they say what's wrong, what was different, what was what was changed, if anything, because sometimes it's not at all, and basically I was alright at it, but not great, so I missed out on. I got over the pass mark for an officer, but I missed out on the pass mark for that particular part of being a pilot officer. So I ended up going in and said, if I can't become a pilot, I guess I'll boss them around. So I decided to go for air traffic control, which I had managed to get into, which is quite fun. I joined as an officer. Yes, I was a direct entrant officer, rather than an enlistee. Something which irritated my non-officer chummies whenever they moaned about their salary, because my starting salary was a lot higher than theirs, shall we say. And it was quite rare as well that I was become an officer, because I wasn't university educated already. One of those things. Missed. Well, that went well, didn't it? Let's see if we can beat him normally then. Big boy. Oof. Don't get greedy, Mark. Don't get greedy. Oh. Oof. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Gonna get there, we're gonna get there. Oh god. Oops. Oh, we're so close. Oh! I thought we were going to get smushed there for sure. There we go. Let's see. Ironically, pilot would be perfect for someone with damaged legs. Douglas Bader, anyone? Yeah, Douglas Bader, funny old man. Redeemed himself in his later years, but an absolute nightmare in his youth. You know how he lost his legs? He lost them in a bet where he bet that he could fly super low to the ground, and it didn't work out for him. Let me see. Have I ever played The Witcher 3? No, I have not. Interesting. In America, Protestants are generally very supportive of the military, but sometimes you get radical pacifists. My parents just didn't want me to get injured. You know, like the idea of me killing someone as well was very distressing to them. And then my brother actually decided he was going to join the military, but that he wasn't interested in the RAF as I was, but he wanted to join the army because he couldn't possibly join the same thing that I was joining. Yes, let's get a A little bit of
We are a
jolly
mixed,
cooperation. There we go. Now I believe it's an absolute nightmare to get across this bridge, so I might just cheekily backtrack the entire way before I get burnt alive. Let me see. Yeah, so my folks were just not keen on the idea of the military in general. They didn't know much about it. The last person to go into the military was my great-grandfather on national service. He was quite interesting, actually. You can look him up, Major Champion, who, and that was his name, Major Champion. And his whole career, he was good friends with the Prince of Greece. He spent a lot of time in India. You know, great man. You bye. Okay. See what you got. I don't know if I want to. Let's see if I can buy anything from that merchant. What else was I saying? Yeah, so Major Champion, and yeah, so they didn't know much. They appreciated it. They were very proud when I got in and did some stuff. I had a very strange path. I didn't mention it, but so I had attempted to get into the military a couple of times. I failed miserably, and then I was quite depressed. I was working a retail job. I hated. Really hated it. Really hated it, and then basically, I had 8 friends die in a year, and it really messed me up. But it also kind of taught me what I wanted, what I wanted in life.
Thank you, Kat.
And that was very important. It's one of those sad life lessons that you don't ever want to have to learn, but you do. Well, anyway, enough about that. Let's go repair box. Pretty good.
Hey, what's the matter?
Yeah. Okay. We can now access all sorts of things. Dexterity. Probably should have leveled dexterity then. Okay. Yeah, I can't be bothered with these guys. Let's skedaddle past them. Ooh, debated. Hurrah! Okay. get me with that sneaky deaky flames. I think not. Come on, dragon boy. Oh, that went well. Oh, there's a ladder up there, isn't there? I could have kicked that down. Okay, okay. Remembering things now. Things are coming back to me. Let's keep going, let's keep going. A lot of churches are fully progressive. In Britain, it's no different. Well, you followed me all the way here, man? Just to die? I mean, you're welcome to do that. You have your reward. Where is this? That's locked. I swear there was a way down. Maybe am I misremembering? No, it's here. Yes. Marvelous. What denomination was I? We were denominationless. I went to a small community church, which basically stripped out all of the, quote, unnecessary ceremony and replaced it with modern, I guess, just teaching, and that was that. There was no... The only things we celebrated were Easter and Christmas, as far as I'm aware. Some of us did Lent, but it was not a requirement. There was none of the kind of... we did do baptism, that's the other thing we did do, but there was no kind of BS involved, like no BS Christianity, I suppose you might call it. I enjoyed it. It gave me a very strong aversion to a lot of Christian ethics and stuff like that, like traditional Christian stuff. I was already very wary of big church anyway. There was obviously the big thing with the... Oh, god damn it. What is this? There was obviously the big thing with the Catholics. There was obviously the big things with the Catholics, so I wasn't interested in doing anything with that. I saw what's called New Frontiers churches as the solution. I saw that as the new wave, and I still sort of see it as kind of having the purest message of what I think Christianity should and is about. So there's that. I'm really not all that supportive of a lot of stuff in traditional Christianity, which is really funny because I've got a friend who's really not very spiritual at all, but is very religious. So they've got a big thing about like all the religions, all the ceremonies, all the stuff from the Catholic tradition, and I've got absolutely no interest in it whatsoever. Or not no interest. Like I appreciate the value that some of it has, but I see that as more of a like it's all dressing, right? It's not really the core of things. You said I'm planning to do a lot more on YouTube come summer. Any spoilers? So I don't know. Like, in fact, quick question because there's 32 of you here. What did you think, if you've seen them, of my latest two kind of stream format style videos where I have my face in the corner and I go through an article or whatever? Let me know what you think of that, and then also I want to know what you think of like my other edited content and what sort of stuff you want to see there. Like, I have some ideas, obviously, rolling around. I always do. There's some stuff on Saudi Arabia that I'm interested in doing. I said a long time ago that I'd like to do a series where I go through book by book of the Quran and see what's in there. At the same time, given my Christian theological tradition, I thought that might be interesting. And then there's also some stuff I wanted to do on progressivism at large, progressivism in universities. I want to do stuff with was it kind of like more interview style content. In fact, UKIP have contacted me. They want to do another set of interviews of their membership or of Batten and Company. So I think I'm going to take them up on that. More than happy to do that. Catholicism seems to rely too heavy on pomp. I don't know. I think pomp is a part of it, but like I think Catholicism leans too heavily on the Pope. That's the biggest thing for me. I think he's kind of like one of those false idols that the Bible actually warns against. So that's my big issue with Catholicism, is mainly the reliance on a human figure. I'll pop a humanity in a second, man, don't worry. Oh god. I know you can parry that, but never mind. Go Catholic or go home. Sure. I'd be interested in the Quran series. Sure. Yeah, politics is a bit saturated. The trouble is, as I say, like it's for the summer. The biggest issue I have with this is I do not have the YouTube brings me in a decent amount of money, right? It brings me in maybe, like, given my channel size, right? It brings me in perhaps $250 a month at the moment. Used to be $450 a month, but I lost a patron recently, which is fine. Like they're entitled to do that. Wasn't producing what they wanted anymore, apparently, and that's fine. But and obviously no one's joining Patreon at the moment because it's literally cancer. So I'm not expecting that figure to increase, but I'm expecting, I make what I make, from £200 to £250 a month, which means that I still do need to do some other stuff. Yeah, that's right. I knew I could parry that. Short, edited, ranty things. Yeah, that's entirely plausible. What on earth are you doing here? Get out of it. You literally cannot get out of that. Catholicism makes guilt a virtue, yeah. Fake Excellence Unite continues to be what I come for. Quran thing sounds interesting. Yeah. If I made edited videos on the Quran, it would be what I could sandwich into 10 minutes. And I'm aware that that's not necessarily going to be comprehensive. There we go. Give me your sword, sir. Let's see. Sorry if I go quiet whilst I'm trying to deal with enemies where if I make one mistake I'm going to be splattered everywhere. I always miss the timing on that. Are you like kind of like a YouTuber manifesto? Is that what you're after? MacDaddy. Oh, good luck on applying to the spectator area. That's a good one. Oh, that went well. Getting there. Are you serious? God damn it. Ugh. Political position, what policies you'd like to pursue? Yeah, I mean, I could do that. It's really funny, when I was a leftist, I was, like a socialist, I was absolutely convinced of what I wanted to pursue. And now, because of everything that I've learned, my position is less concrete. I think that's one of the reasons why young people also gravitate towards leftism. It's a very easy position to try and hold. Like, it doesn't take that much brain power to try and understand. Obviously the deeper stuff does. But, are you serious? God damn. Hello, dude. Kajitan Kvelbar. There are some traditional Catholics in deep law, but according to them, only Catholic congregation growing at the moment are the super traditional ones, Latin Mass. Yeah, the big things that I see are like high church is coming back in a big way. It's a strange one, but I think people are trying to get much more in tune with grandparents' traditions and beyond, because we naturally like to reject. Savage, come on, give me that booty. Nobody clipped that. Were you a regular socialist or a rare variety? No, I was just an uninformed socialist. It really was nothing toward it. I remember distinctly saying once, "Oh, I don't know why people have such an issue with the word communism, you know." Ooh. Really love smushing me, don't you? I think if we get trapped in here, we're dead. Yeah. A syndicalist. I've not heard of that particular branch. Like, I was a socialist because I was taught that the Guardian was a centre newspaper. I was also taught that the by my sociology teachers, things like tabula rasa and all that good stuff. All that basic knowledge that they teach as fact. I was actually far more radicalised by secondary school teachers than I was. I saw a lot more overt radicalisation, shall we say, by secondary school teachers than by university professors. But maybe that's just my experience. I'm going to stab you in the back. That went well, didn't it? It's really interesting. I've got a South African friend actually, who's a really, really keen kind of socialist. That went well. I'd love to have seen myself get yeeted off the tower then. That would have been amazing. But yeah, he's basically like everything that you're espousing that you don't like is. Or like everything you like about British society is socialist. I'm like, not quite, mate, but it's regulated, sure. There we go. Finally. Yes. Anyway, what were we saying? I remember watching you like 6 months ago when you played Terraria. Yeah, it was pretty grim. Next year, I'm coming to London to study at King's. I was wondering if you're going to organise a meet-up or something of the sort. Yeah, sure, I'm quite happy to do that. The big thing that I want to get done on my agenda is live unpopular opinions, if it's possible. But we'll see. There is a meet-up for AA's community, I think on the 20th of May, that I'm going to, but we'll see. Green Gamer used to be really into direct democracy, so I thought unions were the answer. Yeah, used to be really into direct democracy too. Used to have this thing, like this, like little basic things that people don't understand. Used to be very pro-Europe. Used to be very pro-open borders. And until you actually meet a number of people, like going to the third world. Like I spent some time in Kenya, and like if there's something that's gonna put you off, I guess the idea that everyone is just like you and I. Then it's going to a third world country where people in the rural areas were absolutely fine, like no issues whatsoever. But the people in the cities were like so corrupt, it's unreal, and they would kill you for your mobile phone if you let them. And you did not travel without basically a group of people when you're in the city. I wonder. Let me take care of these guys. I want elected officers and judges. I don't know about elected judges, but yeah, okay. So many fake libertarians, yeah. A lot of right-wing and libertarian journals are quite establishment, yes. Orthodoxy, I assume you're talking about Christian orthodoxy, as it's largely tied to ethnicity, i.e. Greek or Slavic. Yeah, but they're also quite hardcore. There's some very strange ones. The weirdest group I've interacted with in Britain, actually, it has to be the like the Baptists. Like, they'll do really weird things, like, apart from Jehovah's Witnesses, which I basically regard as a cult anyway. Jehovah's Witnesses would, so the Baptists would do things like... So the Baptists would do things like they wouldn't go to the cinema because they consider it to be sinful, and they wouldn't... but they also wouldn't have TVs and stuff like that. Go into the fire, my boy. You never get anything done voting all the time? Tell it to Swiss. I was always interested in, a friend of mine, as I say, introduced me to the idea of fluid democracy, which sounded interesting on paper, but in practice I can see it's just completely unworkable. Come back to me, hog boy, and I will jump on you from above. I can't take the leap towards unregulated borders. Certain ideologies and cultures will always seek to usurp. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of this stuff is predicated on the idea that we'll, if we're in a cooperative mood, you know, we're there. Like I call it capitulation, but if we're in a cooperative mood, then why would anyone attack us? It's like, why wouldn't they attack you? You know, like capitalism and border expansion have been one of the things which countries want. Like just because the majority of people in the West no longer want conquest at all doesn't mean there aren't warlords in other places. And people would assume that means places like Russia, but it's not really Russia, but it's like warlords in the Middle East, etc. are going to look to expand their territory, and then because their whole life is expanding their territory, they're like, well, we're going to take over the whole world, aren't we? We are the morally righteous. It's very, very dangerous. That's very interesting. I attend a Baptist church right now. We go to the movies and talk about Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, although I'm very in New England, a very liberal region. Yeah, I mean, these are hardcore Baptists. Some weird stuff. If you like American Christian comedy, there's a guy called Mark Lowry you may well enjoy. He does a very good set called The Reluctant Fundamentalist I used to enjoy, because he parodies the idea of the crazy Christian very well. It's very funny. See what we have here. Where am I going? Into the semen. Yes, this all looks good. What are you hiding behind here? Hello? Nothing apparently. Ah, that's where I want to get to, yeah. Oh, goodness me. Let's leg it. You are, you cheeky bastard. You closed the gate on me. Come get some. Now I do believe there is a bonfire through here, but it's going to be tricky to get to. Ooh, a halberd. I'm gonna pop humanity. I was raised as a religion-hating atheist, but over time I've understood why it's not as terrible as I once believed. Yeah, well, you imagine where I've come from. I was a creationist. Everyone was evil to me, and now I don't know where I stand. Really, I see the value that religion has. I certainly wouldn't begrudge anyone their religion, and I think there are some strong arguments that can be made. I just don't know if it's fully for me yet. I go back and forth on this like every so often. I'm pretty sure there's a god, but I don't know about the rest. Did you see Dominic Raab and Kate Andrews close ranks against Sargon? No, I haven't. If you tweet it at me or send it to me on Discord, then I'll take a look. Absolutely. Hey, background here. Oh, if I remember correctly as well. Yes. Morning Star. Implicit storytelling, all this, you know. Cracked red-eye orbs for invasions. Oh yeah. And here we have the Bone Zone. With unkillable skeletons for the time being. So let's not run away too far down there. I feel like Sargon is going to blackpill if UKIP fails hard. Do you mean when? Like UKIP's doing quite poorly, as I understand it, at the moment. But I don't know, man. And again, like I think it's tied to him. Like in his mind, it's not that he's already won. It's that basically he's got. Like, he's brought UKIP standing up. Like, it's still progressing, it's still growing. And even if they don't do anything great in this particular election, they'll do great in the next one. You know, he'll be addicted to that. I think he's really enjoying doing live stuff at the moment as well. I don't know whether he'll get in as an MEP. I'd love to see if he did. Hello.
Hello, I am Petrus of Farallon. If
Is that all? Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. This is not your first playthrough. No, I haven't played it in years though, so I'm kind of seeing things as I go. Like, I'm vaguely aware that some really early game things, I didn't finish it as far as I'm aware. Can't remember finishing it. I did play Dark Souls 2 as well, which is... Nice try, big boy. You think Sargon represents a silent majority? I don't know if he does. He thinks he does, certainly. The question is not whether or not he represents a majority, but whether or not a majority can be encouraged to vote. because although turnouts are high, whether you can do that, whether or not the smear campaign against him will work, because that's entirely possible as well. Are you going to do anything, dude? Or are you just going to poke your spear through my head? Yes. Through my face. Ooh, that crit damage though. Right, where were we? Oh. Ouch. Everyone's buffed, and I'm screwed. Okay. Let's see how we do here, boys. Come on. I think we can deal with them if they come up one at a time. He's stuck in the wall. Oh, rip. Well, screw that. Saga is likely to spread a little too thin in the UK. His million subs worldwide. Normie is unlikely to turn. I don't know how much of his audience is UK. I also don't know how much of his audience is Southwest UK either. Southeast England even. So it's typical. It's tricky. Let's go human again anyway, see if people are going to have some fun. Even the Brexit Party is a former member of the Revolutionary Communists in its wing because of a left libertarian. Left libertarian is just like, I mean, what are you going to do? Cobble together a series of charities under a single banner and then call that, you know, unionized charities? That's the only thing I can think of a left libertarian would claim, and that's neither left nor libertarian. Neither libertarian. It's not particularly libertarian. Do you think Sargon's abrasiveness will hurt him in the long run? It does occur to me it's the whole reason he's gotten to this point. Yeah. So if he hadn't said what he said, he wouldn't be where he is. But I don't know where it stands. Like, it's either like if it works, it's genius, and if it doesn't work, we all knew it. You know, like that's just the way it goes. Right, let's see if we can get up here. Ow. Come on, stab me. Sargon's actually very well read. I think this is something people underestimate about him. Like, sometimes his perspectives are incorrect, but he is well read. And he does, like, he puts the work in. Like, he works damn hard about it. So I got no bones about, like, he's earned where he is today through dedication to the craft. So he always has something to say, which is something I can't say about myself. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage. Okay. Oh, thank goodness that buff wore off. Right. And we've crashed. Strong. Strong. We'll have to... I can try and get that going again. Strong effort there. That's irritating. I was doing so well. Alright. Let's see what we've got in chat. Have I seen the IRA marchers? Ivan Sivo. Oh, the king of Khazaria converting to Judaism. He went to a cave, brought a Christian, a Jew, and a Muslim, and had them debate to see which religion was best. Strong effort. I wonder if you'll see a rise in Green voters. No, but I mean, young people, like the greenest place I know, which is Brighton, still has remarkably low youth turnout, and it's like what you might consider to be really engaged. How many deaths are we at? I don't know. How far in are we? How many dead? Oh boy. Rip. Right. I think that's going to be enough. How long have we been going for, I wonder? How long has the stream been running? It must be more than an hour now. Yeah, like an hour and 40 minutes. Tell you what, we'll close it off there, just because I need to go cook dinner, and then I may produce a video for later tonight. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to doing that. As I say, this is just experimental. I'm quite surprised we had 30 people watching at any one time. But if you'd like this sort of thing again, then I'm quite happy to do it. If not, then not. And we'll leave it at that. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll continue this another time. Alright. Take care, and good day.